Hi guys, this is a tutorial from Jam. This one's on FL Studios 10 and today I'm going to be showing you some real simple stuff to do with FL Studios 10. And I say simple, I mean as in you've just downloaded the program, you've just opened it up, you're looking at what I'm looking at now. Whoops, let's get rid of that little thing that's just come up. And you're thinking, what the hell have I just downloaded? You know, because you've got a lot of things to be clicking on, there's a lot of stuff to learn here. And it's a bit confusing when you first look at it, but today I'm going to show you how to make a real simple beat, so then hopefully you can work from that and add to it and just show you some real simple stuff. So, you've just opened it up, you're looking at what I'm looking at now. First thing I'm going to show you are these 5 little tabs up here. If you're looking, look where my mouse is obviously. Yeah, these 5 little 5 little icons here. First one is your playlist or timeline, so if it's not already up, click it and it'll come up. If it's already up, obviously you click it, it'll go away. So that's pretty simple. Anyone who can't work that out probably shouldn't be watching this video. This is your step sequencer, or your beat maker, whatever you want to call it. In case you're wondering where things are titled, whatever you highlight, the title of it comes up in this box over here. So if you watch that box which I just showed you, all these random names coming up of all the different things and features you've got. So as I say, that's the step sequencer, that's what we're going to be using today, but I'll just show you the other 3 tabs real quick. This is your piano roll, that's very important later on as well, very useful tool. This is, hold on, yeah, no, that was your piano roll. This is the sort of taskbar down the side, your browser if you like, all your packs, all your noises, all your sounds in there. All stuff's in there. And this is your mixer, your master, mixer, master, whatever. All your channels are in there. You can add all the effects and things, but I'll go through that in another video. So as I said, today we're going to be focusing on, let's get rid of the mixer, let's get rid of the browser, and let's just have that. The things we're going to be focusing on today are the timeline and the step sequencer, or the beat maker, whatever you want to call it. So when you first open it up, this is how it opens in default. You have these 4 things in it already: kick, clap, hat and snare. If you click on them, it will come up with this little tab, and if you click down here you can hear the sound of it, and you can also play with the sound, but that's for another video. You can do all sorts of things in here, but I won't complicate it too much. We're just going to concentrate on this and the timeline. So all these little square tab things you can click on, they'll highlight, and each one that's highlighted is where a beat is going to be. So if I click on all of these just randomly, this is probably going to sound rubbish, or I might have just come on to something really good. As you can see, the kick is going to go on all them ones highlighted, the clap's going to go on all them, and so on. So if we just play that through, that sounds interesting. Now that sounds pretty rubbish, so what we're going to do, we're going to right click, sorry, and if you just hold right click down and drag along each line, you can get rid of them like so, instead of clicking on each individual one. Same with when you're putting them in, if you hold left click and drag, you can fill them in, whatever, and right click, get rid of them. So what I'm going to do here is first of all extend the amount of steps we can put in by going on this little icon here. A little double-ended arrow thing will pop up, and if you just click on it and drag upwards, we'll drag it to 8. That will pretty much double the length of our step sequencer. And then what I'm going to do is right click on step, and then you get a bunch of options again. That's probably the worst thing about this program. It's so many options. Well, I say worst thing, obviously it's good, but it's very confusing at first. And then what I'm going to do is fill in 8 steps, in case you didn't see that. And you've got fill in 2, fill in 4, fill in 8, and I just clicked on fill in 8, and then obviously it fills it in for you. Or alternatively, you can do it manually, but I like to do it, otherwise it can get a bit confusing, you have to keep counting and stuff. But if you're doing a complex beat, then maybe, but just for now, fill in 8. Then what I'm going to do is on clap, I'm going to click on that one on the second 8th, and again on the second 8th, on the 4th 8th, whatever you want to call it. So you basically see what I've done there. So on every second kick, there's going to be a clap as well. And then so let's just play that through so you can hear how it's sounding so far. Sounds quite good. Sounds like we've got a basic beat going on there, like 1 2 1 2. So then what we're going to do is, to make it sound even more interesting, you're going to right click on hat, go down to fill in each 2 steps. Now, as I say, it can be your beat, so you can fill in all the steps if you like, or every 4th or whatever. But just for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to fill in every 2. And we could also add in a snare along with them claps as well, just to emphasise it a little bit more, turn it down a little bit. These little knobs on the right are the sound, the volume for each sound you've got in there. These highlight, I think they're in green. I'm colourblind, so I'll say that they're in green or yellow. The highlighted little dots here, if you click on them, they unhighlight or turn red, whatever colour that's turned, and that means that you won't be able to hear it if you play it through. And then if you click it and it's on, then you'll be able to hear it as part of the beat, if that makes any sort of sense to you. So what I'll do actually quickly, I'll just turn these off so you can hear. So kick and snare are off. Now if I play that through, obviously you can't hear the kick and snare. But if I switch it on, this is what the complete beat sounds like. Then you have a more complete sounding beat, which actually sounds alright. So there you go. That's how you make a real basic beat, and that's title pattern 1. You can change the title of the pattern. So instead of it just being called default pattern 1, you can, let me just do it again. You can click on the pattern, and it comes up a little drop down menu. And when you have more patterns, I'll continue further down here. But as we only have one pattern, it's called pattern 1. It's here, and then you just go across to the right. And then you've got a bunch of options, or you can rename and colour it. Purpose behind colouring is when obviously you've got a lot in the timeline, you can determine which beat is which, because sometimes it can be hard to read the actual title of the pattern. But I mean, if you've just downloaded a program, you're going to be a long way off that anyway, so I won't bother too much with that. Right, so we've got our basic pattern. Now what we can do is put it into the timeline simply by clicking. Then when you come to putting in your first pattern, it'll come up with this little box, and then you just select what pattern to put in, and then click again, and there it is. And obviously you can drag it around, do whatever you like with it, but obviously you're going to want to start at the start, unless you're weird. So we're going to start at the start, and then what we can do is drag to the start, so hear what that sounds like. And it just sounds like the beat I played you in the step sequencer. Excuse me. So to make this beat more interesting, what we can do is go back into our step sequencer, and there is our pattern again, and we go into that little drop down menu again, and we click clone pattern, and it will automatically make a new pattern. Both patterns, pattern 1 and 2, will be the same. And then what we can do is with pattern 2, we can change the beat a little bit, as you would do in a normal song, a proper song. You wouldn't have the same beat playing throughout. So all I'm going to do is, to keep things simple, I'm going to add in an extra kick there. In case you didn't see, I'm going to keep adding it in. There it is, right there. So now if we just play that through in a step sequencer on its own, if something you might have seen me clicking on up here is that obviously the play, stop and record button. The record button's pretty irrelevant. You just want to concentrate on the play and stop. And then next to it there's 2 little buttons. One says part, P-R, or oh no, pat, sorry, I always thought it said part. It says pat, so you can you only play the pattern that you're on at that time, or you can highlight songs, so it plays the whole thing. But to demonstrate this new pattern, I'm just going to click on pattern, and then we're going to play. And obviously that's different to our original one that just went like this. So now we've got 2 slightly different patterns, and you can see that by the highlighted squares as well. So all I'm going to do now I've got pattern 2 highlighted, I can just click there, and you can see there that they're, you can see there that they're titled pattern 1, pattern 2. So it's going to lead on from pattern 1 into pattern 2. So let's play that through and see what it sounds like. And this time the song is highlighted. So play. And there you go. That's how you make a real simple beat, and that's the starting blocks of something that you could make into something good, really. And then you can start adding synths and things like that and making it sound good. But as I say, that's just a basic beat. Next tutorial, next video, I'm going to be going through how to change these sounds here. So instead of them being the default kick, clap, hat and snare, you can change them in for either your own sounds or other sounds that come with the program, whatever. And I'll show you how to also change your sounds to make them more unique and just give you a different sounding pattern or whatever it is you're after. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, like, do whatever you want to do. Dislike if you really want to, if you thought it was that bad, but hopefully it wasn't. And hopefully you learned something from it, and now you can go away and make a new beat, do whatever you want to do. So thanks for watching. Have a look at some of the other tutorials we've got to offer, and I'll see you in one of my next videos. Cheers guys, see you later.